Okay, welcome to my aquaponics greenhouse. This is a voiceover on the video, which is originally in French, so you won't hear any background noise, which there's quite a bit on the original. As you'll see, we've got the door open because it's quite hot. This is the sump tank between the greenhouse and the garage, and obviously the pipes run through to the fish tank, which is in the garage, and also through the greenhouse where it circulates through the various plant beds. We have our seeding and cuttings table here, you can see that, followed by a raft system along the front, primarily salads, herbs, that kind of thing, followed with the grow beds, NFT, and across around the corner in the towers. So I'll have a look at all of those. First the rafts, just basically a deep water which passes underneath the pots, just about see a little bit of water in there. Put a bunch of these in only just recently, so they're looking a bit limp, but they should come back fairly quickly. A little bit longer for the ones in the grow beds, but haven't put so many in as yet. They seem to be doing well. Mostly strawberries and a few of the NFT slots. Been there 3 or 4 days. Strawberry just about coming through. And some kale there. And then obviously the towers, which I've also got the extractor fan behind, which is working overtime at the moment because it's very, very warm. It is 32.8 degrees, so yeah, put some shade cloths over the top of the greenhouse, but obviously this time of season it's going to be pretty warm still, only mid-September, so hopefully that'll change as the season progresses. Now probably to cover the water system we should go outside and look at the sump tank. So the pump is in the sump and it comes up and obviously passes through the greenhouse and through into the fish tank, and then the water passes all the way along the back of all the beds all the way to the end of the greenhouse and goes round. You can see there the pipe, and comes around and enters the raft, which is actually at the end of the whole system. And then what we've done is every time we take water off the various systems, we've got a 32mm to 16mm connection, so that's for the NFT and for the first bed, and for each other connection we've got there you can see the 16mm connection going to a tap, so every bed is got a tap control, so we can control them all. And then obviously the actual water we've got using bell siphons here. You can see 32, because 32mm is what works in France. No 25mm for that, so we've had to use 32. And in fact we're using 50 for the actual evacuation, because obviously if the bed's drying all at the same time, it's going to flood them all. So 32 in, 50mm out. And that obviously then drains back into the sump, so full circuit. We've got some towers here. They're actually made of 100mm pipe. We've filled them with expanded clay. We've got the pots in there. Not sure if that's going to work. They might probably get jammed in there once the roots go through, but we'll see how that works. Could obviously just put the plants in directly, but we will find out. Part of the intent is to do that. The NFT, should be able to see some water flowing through there at a fair rate, so that obviously is working for that. The towers, we're using 16mm pipe as everywhere else, but then we use actually using 6mm drippers on the end of each one. So I'll just pull one of these out so you can see the end of the drip feed. There you go, with a little cross on the end to help drip the water through the system. It seems to work pretty well. All of the we've got a grill down the bottom to stop the clay from going through. And like everything else, it goes out back to the evacuating tubes and out back into the sump. So we've put in a water system to catch some water off the roof of the garage, so that'll help replenish the water, which we're obviously going to use for evaporation. And we've got a little mesh in here to help prevent too much build-up of stuff. Obviously there's a few things in the system, some plant bits and some wood and other things, which hopefully we'll extract out there. This is the return for there, but actually we're not using it at the moment. The pump is the right size for the system, so there's no need. Obviously if we want to lower the pressure, we could open that and it would return directly into the sump. And then obviously you've got the pipes coming in extraction, and we're going to follow that through into the garage where the fish tank is. Okay, here we are inside the garage. As you can see, it's a bit rough still. Still got a bunch of the tools out. Still got a bunch of the materials only just finished, but looks good. There you can see where the pipes come in and come up into the fish tank. We've got again 32mm in and 50mm out. That's 2 meters by 1 meter by 1 meter, so we're talking 2,000 litre fish tank here. No fish in it at the moment. Water's coming in 2 places, no particular reason for that, just looks good. Perhaps adds a little more air to the water, but we are actually using an air pump. That's a fairly small one. I'll probably add another one or a bigger one later, but of course no fish at the moment, so it's not a huge issue. They've just got a little diffuser on the end, which I can pick one out. See there, it's just a little diffuser with puts out the air bubbles to help aerate the water. And we've got this is actually using a siphon overflow return, so it takes water from the very bottom and comes up and over using a siphon. So this is all full of water, and then the water actually then the siphon breaks at the other pipe, so the level is maintained at this pipe level. We can't really see in here; it's too dark. But that's where it breaks, and the level of the water at the outside there actually matches obviously the level of the water inside, because it's all coming through the siphon. Yeah, so I think that's most of it. You can see a little bit of turbidity and so on in the tank, because obviously we've added some food. Oh yes, the electric's a bit interim at this point, but we are going to fix that. And we've had a little bit of food, a little bit of ammonia, so the system's sort of coming online. Probably won't add any fish for a few weeks. Don't know, maybe perch or cod or trout. No, not cod, but trout will work. So yeah, that's about it for the overview.